Hi there, it's me, Bradie from Sparrow Quilt Company. Today I want to show you how to use the free motion templates in order to do feathers. We've gotten a lot of you asking about that, and it's finally time to do this tutorial. So I am all set up. I got my quilt sandwich and I have the little this is the flourish, right? Yeah, this is the flourish template. So I'm going to use it to create the spine of my feather, and I have started with my needle down. So I'm just going to scoop my way along. Oops, went off track a little bit there. And when I start with my needle down, it finishes with my needle down, and so that's what keeps my spot for me. Do a second. Okay, so now you can see I have a nice spine. Don't look too closely, I went off track there, but that's okay, it's hardly the end of the world. So now that I've stitched my spine, I am ready to start adding my feathers, and so I'm going to use this tiny little feather template for that. You can see that the feather itself is quite long, and if you want to do a more traditional style feather or a Victorian feather, then certainly do this whole length of the bottom of the feather. I'm not. I'm going to start it about here so that it's a slightly shorter, maybe a bit more whimsical looking feather. So I'm going to slide that under, I'm going to slide it so that my foot is in the groove of the feather template. And I just want to point out before I begin, these little registration marks on here, okay? Those are going to be really useful to us in a moment. So let's go ahead and just follow that groove to the inside of the feather. And I want to point out that I followed the outside curve, and you want, once you choose a side, you want to continue using the same side. Don't now switch and start following the inside, because it's a little bit too wide here and you'll find that your foot kind of rattles around in that space. Now I'm going to stitch back over the same feather that I just stitched, and I'm going to stop at the registration mark that I pointed out to you a moment ago. Oh, settle down. Speedy Gonzalez here. All right, so now that I've stitched back to that point, I'm going to bring the ruler around so that I'm back into almost almost that inner tip. I'm not going to go all the way in there, and now I'm going to stitch another feather and go back to the spine. And that's where I'll stop, is right on the spine. And now what I can do is move the feather over the template until the middle of the template has the previous feathers back. I hope that makes sense. I hope that you can see it well. That might make a bit more sense. But I'm going to stop. I'm going to follow this template around again, and I'm going to stop as soon as my needle hits that other feather, the prior feather. All right, there it is there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it a little bit so that it is a bit more square, and I'm going to stitch back to that registration line again. Okay, and we'll stop there. And then again, I'm going to slide the template so that I'm in the inside of it. And I'm going to turn it a little bit so that when I come back down, my feather is going to end back on that spine. Okay. All right, so hopefully you found that feather tutorial helpful. This, I just want to point out, is the mini set of flourish and the feather template. So that needs the smaller 1/4 inch foot. We also have the larger size available, which is a 1/2 inch groove and a 1/2 inch foot. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye for now.